Good evening and you're very welcome along to Owen Beg on the opening night of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship in Derry, and the meeting of Lavey and Drumsurn will get the ball rolling for the 2025 Senior Club Championship here in Owen Beg. Looking absolutely fantastic in the August evening sun. A beautiful setting as we get our campaign underway. And the first of 8 fixtures in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. We have another 4 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and you throw in Feely Group Intermediate Football Championship and the Premier Electrics Junior Football Championship. So plenty of action to keep you occupied over the next few days, beginning tonight, and of course also taking place, if you're not here, you're possibly in Watty Graham Park for the relegation promotion playoff between Ballinderry and Banagher. But our attention is firmly set here on Owen Beg as both teams are out on the field. Lavey down at the scoreboard end, going through their warm-up routine, and a little game going on among themselves just to get the legs stretched and get a feel of the ball before the big action gets underway. Drumsurn playing in their red with the white hoop. You could say it looks like the old Derry jersey. Down to our left-hand side, the road end, as we look out here from the covered stand. Quite a nice little crowd coming in here. And I suppose, what else would you be at on a beautiful evening like this? And Championship football. Our referee this evening is Harry Tohal, who has got the Lavey captain in there at the moment. Lavey will be wearing the black jerseys, black togs, with the orange trim and orange numbers on their back this evening. So I'll run through the teams as they were listed for myself. Haven't been told of any changes as of yet, but we will see as the game goes on. Lewis Reagan between the posts, full back line of Eddie Toner. And there is 3 changes, apologies, on the Lavey team. Number 3, Nathan Scullion, has been replaced by the number 25, Mark McGurk. Hugh McGurk's wearing number 4. Half back line of Ryan Mulholland, Kieran Henry and Charlie Mulholland. Midfield pairing then is Rory McGill and Conor Mulholland. Half forward line of James McGurk, Niall Toner, and a replacement at number 12. In comes Ryan McGill to replace Patrick McGurk. Full forward line of Jamie Dugan. Fintan Bradley at 14 has been replaced by Niall Duggan, and Conlon O'Kane makes up the starting 15. Drumsurn will line out with Ronan Rafferty between the posts. Full back line of Fergal McIntyre, Daniel McNichol and Michael McCluskey. Half back line of Owen Ferris, Cahir Mullen and Shea Murray. Midfield pairing is Darragh Rafferty and Tiernan Woods. Half forward line of Conor Rafferty, Niall McNichol and Cahir Friel. The full forward line of Rory Rafferty, Tiernan McHugh and Harry Foster. So that's the 2 teams that will line out as we begin our O'Neill Senior Football Championship live here from Owen Beg as the sun beams down. A little bit shaded from the covered stand as the sun sets behind us. And Brada Mountain in the distance, looking for a lovely clear evening here for the opening game of the campaign. As I said, a number of fixtures coming your way on Saturday as well in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship, and on Sunday. And the next game, of course, in the championship is the McFeely Group Intermediate Football Championship game between Balliern and Craigvan, which is due to take place on Friday night. But I will try to run through the fixtures possibly at half time, or if you want to have a look at them, they're all there on the Derry GA website. So the action got underway last weekend, of course, with the hurling, and it was Lavey that began the campaign as well in it on Friday night, but they lost out to Kevin Lynch's. And then there was a double header on Saturday, victories for Ballinascreen and Swatra, and then the reigning champion Slaughtneil making sure a victory in the Maya on Sunday afternoon. So the first round of the hurling is over. Now is the beginning of the football in Europe Senior Football Championship, of course, this year with the backdoor system. So 8 first round games. The winners of that will advance to round 2A. The beaten 8 teams will go into 2B, and then the 4 beaten teams from those games in 2B will go into a relegation battle, while the 4 winners of 2B will then march on to 3B, and so on until we get to the quarter-final stages, and then they will be all coming together again, and there'll be no backdoor after once you get to the quarter-final stages. No trapdoor. It'll be a trapdoor, but no safety net, I mean. So Right. Match officials is in the middle of the field, Harry Toher. Lavey just inside the 45, standing exactly between the 45-metre line and the 40-metre arc. So will we see a two-pointer tonight here in Owen Beg? Usually a blustery day here, but not this evening. Beautiful, calm evening here. The flags away down to my right-hand side as I look out here, hardly fluttering in the evening breeze. And it'll be interesting to see if there will be a water break. It's pretty warm here for the players, as Drumsurn just going through a little warm-up there, just on their own 45-metre line, just going through their last preparations. And the towering Lewis Reagan, dressed in his white jersey, orange number on the back and the black togs, towering above, you would say, nearly every single one of the Lavey players there as he stands in the huddle along with them. So the final little words from the Lavey management before the start off, and Frinton Bradley just coming through the gate down in front of us, making his way to the substitutes bench with the number 14. He isn't starting. He got injured in the hurling match on Friday night, and unfortunately for him is unable to start. So Lavey break away from the huddle, and it looks like Lewis Reagan will be making his way down to the scoreboard end. So Lavey will be defending that end for the first half. The referee, as Lavey were about to go into the positions, the Lavey are just told to wait and stand on the 45 as we're going to pause for our on the vein. That's from the Waddy Grahams Club. Huey Dugan is going to sing on the vein.
And often hears our will lay down on questions, let God experience without knowing. Surely carry your
So the formalities is over. The players take to their positions on the field for the start of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship here in Derry. The opening game of round one to see who will advance to round 2A and avoid any hopes or worries about a relegation. Lavey coming here as hot favourites. Drumsurn, of course, playing their trade in Division 2, Lavey in Division 1, and Lavey seasoned campaigners in the Senior Championship. Drumsurn making the semi-finals in the intermediate last year, promoting them up into the senior ranks for this campaign. Of course, the 4 semi-finalists all making their way into the semi-final stages. So the scene is set, as I said. Cahermullen, the ginger hair of Cahermullen at number 6 there. He'll be picking up Niall Toner in this opening half, and the 2 men in midfield raring to go, and the other 2 over at the dugouts or the sideline, and we're underway. And it's Drumsurn first into the action, and it's Dara Rafferty driving through the centre. Quick ball inside, just outside the 40-metre arc, and they're being pushed away from the goal, but there might be an opportunity here as Caherfield tries to take them on. Caherfield, was he pulled back? Yes, says the referee. He's playing the advantage, but the effort comes in, drops short, but the towering Lewis Reagan catches that one just above the crossbar. So Harry Tohol will go back for the earlier infringement, and it's a free in through Drumsurn. An early attack for the underdogs here as they come here with very few expecting them to cause an upset, as Niall McNichol has an opportunity here just outside the 21-metre line to open up the scoring here in Owen Beg in this O'Neill's Senior Football Championship clash between Lavey and Drumsurn. So Drumsurn with the opportunity in the red and white. McNichol comes forward, makes no mistake, perfect opportunity for the free taker, and McNichol opens the scoring from a free inside the opening minute. So it's Drumsurn 1 point, Lavey no score. So Reagan was on the county panel this year, the towering Lewis Reagan looks for options. Plays it out here, but that could be cut out. It is by the number 13 there, Rory Rafferty. Rafferty inside, and here comes McNichol now, the free man that popped over the free. Has to give it back out again. No, as they try to get the opportunity. This is the first effort for a two-pointer, but it's across the front of the goal. It come in from Tiernan McHugh, but it's gone to the wrong side and wide. So a bright start for Drumsurn, but Lewis Reagan will be disappointed with that one. He tried to kick a short one out to Q McGurk, but it was intercepted there by Rory Rafferty. So here is Reagan again. He gets this one away short. Much better this time there. And it comes in there to Conor Mulholland. Mulholland seems to be operating at full back there in place of Nathan Scullion. As here comes Lavey, the first real attack now, attacking the road end goals here of Owen Begg. Between the 45 and the 65 metre line, and it's in the hands of Rory McGill. McGill just on the 45 metre line, tackled there by Conor Rafferty, but gets away from him. Does McGill, has to give it back out the back door here now. An opportunity for the number 10, which is James McGurk, but he's been pushed across now. Niall Toner just inside the 45 metre line, gives it back outside it to Kieran Henry. Henry steps inside the 45 metre line, but been pushed over to the terrace side here of Owen Begg and turns now to head towards the stand side. Has all the room in the day to run between the 45 and 65. Fists it across now to Rory McGill. McGill's little dinky pass inside now to Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland gets a late shoulder in there, but he got the effort away, but it goes to the wrong side and it's gone out and wide of the target. One wide apiece, but it's Drumsurn that lead by a point to no score. Early stages of this game. As the first touch of the ball for Ronan Rafferty, dressed in his yellow jersey, little white trim across the front of it. As he goes straight down the centre, Lewis Reagan's out to catch that one and gathers it just inside his own half. And away goes Reagan. He's got plenty of black jerseys around him. Of course, Lavey playing in the black. Reagan still going if they use this option. Reagan's in here just inside the D, but he lays it off. He wasn't fancying it himself because he lays it off here, but that's gone to the wrong side and wide of the target there from Jamie Dugan. And Dugan will be bitterly disappointed with that. But Lewis Reagan, we can see what he's going to offer to Lavey here coming out. He's standing now on his own 65 metre line again. So they're not going that option. They're going short this time to Niall McNichol. Couldn't take it first time though, but he can take it second time. But he's lost possession then as he tried to bounce it. He was picking it off there by Kieran Henry. Henry spreads a beautiful pass across now to Niall Turner. Surely this is the equalising score now. Turner with the opportunity. Cuts it out, maybe thinking of more. It'll bounce in. Good block down there. Cahir Mullen denying a golden chance there for Niall Turner. Looked like goal was on. He sidestepped the keeper, but Cahir Mullen was equal to it to block a shot, and in blocking it, he actually caught it. He was that close to the shot. So a let off for Drumsurn. But Niall Turner possibly would have been a better option just to take a point and get them off the mark. But it's Drumsurn and just delaying again, and they've been picking it again, and they've given away a free. And the foul there is on Conlon O'Kane into the corner, looking for James McGurk. McGurk bends his back and gathers possession, very close to the sideline now. He's been coming back out now. He's on the 21 metre line, lays it back out now to Duggan. Jamie Duggan in possession. Close to the 45 metre line, as I say. I think it was away outside the 45. Fisted into the middle now to Rory McGill. Still remains Drumsurn a point. Lavey no score. 4 minutes gone in this opening half, and here come Lavey again. The boss possession so far. Toner just outside the 40 metre arc, gives it back outside the 45 metre line. Toner still there if required, and it'll probably come to Toner now. And it does indeed from the hands of Ryan Mulholland. And Toner goes for a 2-pointer, but it's a poor effort from Toner, and it's a disappointing one, and it's a third wide for Lavey. They still remain scoreless, coming up on 5 minutes gone. Drumsurn 1 point, Lavey no score. You're very welcome along wherever you're tuned our way. You're possibly just down the road in Montygreen Park at the promotion relegation playoff between Ballinderry and Banner. Huge game that as well. Both teams in action, of course, over the weekend. As here come Drumsurn in possession, but they're on their own 21 metre line. Under pressure, Lavey trying to turn the ball over again, but Drumsurn just about get away with taking a lot of steps there, and he's really playing a dangerous game. And Harry Toho and Lavey support don't agree, but the solo and go there from Dara Rafferty. Rafferty lays it off, and here comes Drumsurn. They haven't really been in here much apart from the start of the game, but they're coming again. And the good ball in there now from Rory Rafferty into the corner. This is good hands. Niall McNichol the opportunity, but it's short, and it's into the hands there of Lewis Reagan. Reagan sidesteps the challenge of the Drumsurn forward as he comes into it and lays it off, and an opportunity now to build with Ryan McGill. McGill plays it across to the other side. As here they come now along the terrace side, the towering midfielder, but he's playing at full back this evening, and that is Connor Mulholland. And here come Mulholland again. He's been involved again just on the 21-metre line, gives it out the back door. An opportunity here now for Jamie Duggan, plays it inside. Mulholland still involved, back out now to Toner. Toner, quick layoff, chance here for McGurk, but he doesn't take the opportunity, and they're slow here. There's a lot of hand passing from Lavey, but not making much inroads, but they're going for a 2-pointer now, and an opportunity comes in there from Ryan Mulholland, and this one is gone to the wrong side and wide again. Wide number 4 for Lavey. It remains Drumsurn 1 point, Lavey no score, coming up on 7 minutes gone in the opening half. You're tuned here to Derry GA Radio, coming to you live from Owen Beg on this Wednesday, August. Beautiful evening here. And the opening night of the O'Neill's Senior Football Championship, as the kick-out comes from Ronan Rafferty. Down through the centre it goes, and well judged there by Rory Rafferty. Let it go over himself, used his body to hold off the Lavey man, then ran after the loose ball. Gives it in now to Harry Foster, just outside the 40-metre arc, but very close to the far sideline. Tried to give it to Dara Rafferty. Rafferty couldn't take it first time though, and he's under pressure. Shrugs off the challenge of the Lavey man. Chance here now for Dara Rafferty, going for a 2-pointer. Puts plenty behind it. Has he got the direction? The umpire goes for the white flag. Surely it's going to be an orange flag. Oh, the referee holds up the 2 hands to say yes it is. And it's a 2-pointer for Dara Rafferty. And Drumsurn lead by 3 points to no score. So we've had the first 2-pointer of the evening, and it goes away of Dara Rafferty and of Drumsurn. But here come Lavey, still looking the first score. 8 minutes gone, 3 points adrift at the moment. Drumsurn lead. Massive underdogs coming here as Lavey tried to prize an opening. They had that chance earlier on where Niall Toner possibly could have popped it over the bar, but he went for a goal. He's in possession again. He's going for his point this time, and he has found the range. Niall Toner with Lavey's opening score in the 9th minute of the game. And Lavey get off the mark. So 3 points to 1, Drumsurn lead. Niall Toner with their first score in the 9th minute. So 3 points to 1 in favour of Drumsurn. Lavey much more of the possession, but wasteful. 4 wides and just the 1 score. Good kick out there from Ronan Rafferty. Great running down here in front of us from Tiernan Woods. To gather possession just outside his 45-metre line. Right down below me here on the stand side. In possession now is Conor Rafferty. Rafferty needs to get support. He does so from Michael McCluskey. McCluskey though, and it's a dangerous game, but the holding possession is Drumsurn. And it's a good strong run here now from Fergal McIntyre. Inside the Lavey 45-metre line. Lays it off now to Niall McDicker. Lovely little dinky pass inside. And here's an opportunity inside the 45-metre line, but they're back out now outside the 65. Lavey getting the bodies back quickly. But another strong run through the centre here from Shane Murray. Murray, good pass inside, but there needs to be somebody coming off the shoulder. There is on this occasion. And a little dummy pass there. And an opportunity, but he ran into trouble as Rory Rafferty. Needs to get support. They're in the corner as Lavey try to turn this ball over. The sense the opportunity was there, but in fairness to Drumsurn, they found a little bit of space, and Rory Rafferty runs into it with possession of the O'Neill's football now, and he's way outside the 45-metre line now. They've gone a long way from goal. He's going across. He picked up the ball inside the 13 on the stand side. Now he's closer to the far side of the field, but they're coming back across towards the stand side again, but they're way out between the 45 and 65 at the moment. Are Drumsurn just passing the ball, trying to invite Lavey to come out a little bit here. Yes. Lavey now do press them, and they're pushed right out to the 65-metre line, almost on the halfway line, but Shea Murray just turns and changes the gears and goes on a run into space. He's on the 45, but he's been isolated. Everybody else left him, so he's been pushed back out again. He just little dinky pass over the approaching Lavey man's head there towards Tiernan Woods. Woods into the corner, goes for the return. Woods is onto the return. Little pass shot from Woods, and that's a super point from Tiernan Woods, and it's 4 points to 1 in favour of the Drumsurn men. And that's a good score. Patient from Drumsurn, confident in possession. They lead by 4 points to 1. We're in the 11th minute of the game. So it's been a bright start for the Drumsurn men. Short kick out again. It's a good one from Reagan. Picks out Mark McGurk. Or Q McGurk, apologies. Now in possession is Niall Turnover. He's inside his own 65-metre line. As I say that, he spreads the ball away to the terrace side. And the ball is now inside the 45-metre line on the Lavey end of the field. We're approaching the Drumsurn goal, but they're back outside the 45 to Niall Toner again. Playing at centre half forward this evening is the county man. Plays a ball here to Rory McGill. McGill takes the possession, fouled just on the little D. So a free in and a chance here. It was Rory McGill. that was fouled. So this ball has been moved in for a little bit of descent, so it's going to be right in front of the post on the 13-metre line, and I can think it's safe to say that Niall Toner will pop this one over to half the deficit, and he does exactly that. Niall Toner with his second of the day and Lavey second. So with 12 minutes on the clock, 4 points to Drumsurn, 2 points to Lavey. Ronan Rafferty prepares for the kick out, but it's gone astray on this occasion. He's given it straight to Niall Duggan. Duggan uses the support beside him, and that support there is James McGurk. McGurk goes for the point, and it's suddenly a 1 point game. James McGurk gets his name on the score sheet as the kick out from Ronan Rafferty went straight there to the number 18 Niall Duggan, who was a late change on the starting side. So 4 points to 3 to Drumsurn as we approach the end of this opening quarter that has been lively, and Drumsurn have matched Lavey pretty well as Ronan Rafferty surveys his options at the moment. Lewis Reagan is under this one, and it's straight to Reagan, gathers it just inside the Drumsurn half of the field, lays it off there to Mark McGurk. McGurk to Rory McGill, might be a goal chance here. Hugh McGurk with a chance, Hugh McGurk with a goal for Lavey. Hugh McGurk with the goal. He found himself in the ideal position, was picked out by Rory McGill, and Hugh McGurk fires to the back of the net in the 13th minute, and Lavey hit the front for the first time in the game. Lavey 1-4, Drumsurn 4 points, and it was the kick out again from Rafferty, straight down the centre, gathered by the unmarked Lewis Reagan, and suddenly Lavey broke quickly, and McGurk was played in by Rory McGill, and McGurk made no mistake, low under the approaching body of the advancing goalkeeper. Ball broken down in the centre on this occasion, picked up by Drumsurn. And it's picked up there by Owen Ferris. Holds off the challenge there of Niall Toner. Gives it off now to Niall McNichol. McNichol trying to break away from Charlie Mulholland. Referee plays the advantage. Ball forward here, and that looked like it was picked to the ground, so the referee's going to go back for an earlier infringement for Lavey, or for Drumsurn, apologies. They were playing the advantage from a free inside their own half of the field. So there's going to be a free to Drumsurn for an earlier infringement, despite Lavey thinking they were getting a free for Rory Rafferty picking the ball off the ground, but Cahermull with the free, and it slips through the hands there of the Drumsurn man. But in fairness to Dara Rafferty, he's on to the loose ball inside the 45-metre line, but there's two Lavey men around him. Needs to get support. Does so there from Cahir Friel. Friel goes to ground under the challenge, and the referee says illegally so, just inside the 40-metre arc, and a chance for the Drumsurn men to reduce the deficit to the narrowest of margins. They led by 3 points to no score, but the scoreboard now leads 1-3 to Lavey, to 4 points to Drumsurn. So just 2 points between the sides. 6 plays forward. Here's a chance now for Cahir Mullen. His first opportunity from a free was he just inside the 40-metre arc, and a chance from the terrace side. So an opportunity about 36, 37 metres out of goal as he comes forward. Got plenty of height on it. Has he got the direction? Umpire looks. Is he going for the flag? Yes, he is. Cahir Mullen with the free. Reduces it to 1-3 to 5 points. So the free for Cahir Mullen. The short kick out there as Lavey gain possession again. And the man coming out of it now is Kieran Henry. Henry lays it off to Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland has time to carry this forward. He's inside the 65. He's approaching the 45. Is still opening up for Ryan, and he's still going as Ryan. He's inside the little D now. He lays it off. Chance here now. There might be another goal chance here, but no, he takes the point. No, he doesn't, because it comes back off the upright. The effort coming in there from Niall Duggan, but it breaks kindly for a Drumsurn man. Now Drumsurn trying to break quickly, just stepping outside their own 45-metre line. Now outside their 65. They let the long ball forward here because they spotted a good run from Conor Rafferty. Rafferty couldn't take it first time because Charlie Mulholland done enough there to get in to win it back for Lavey, and Lavey have it back yet again. Jimmy Duggan is there to help him inside his own 65-metre line. Plays a 1-2, and Jimmy Duggan back in possession now as he's inside the 65 now in the Drumsurn half of the team. The pitch, and he lays it off to Niall Toner, back again to Jimmy Duggan over to the far side. Plays a little 1-2 there again, and Jimmy Duggan has the opportunity on to the left foot, goes for the point, umpire goes for the flag, and Jimmy Duggan with his first of the evening extends the lead out to 1-4 to 5 points. 19 minutes gone in the opening half. It's the kick out over to the far side. 17 minutes gone, apologies, in the opening half. Man in possession is Tiernan Woods for Drumsurn. Lavey 1-4, Drumsurn 5 points if you're only joining us. Great ball inside. There's an opportunity here for Drumsurn. But again, there was nobody coming off the shoulder, so he has to go himself. But why not from Tiernan McHugh? Because that's a fine score from Tiernan McHugh. And the first time they've really used McHugh in at full forward. And he had the space, and the ball was pinpoint. He gathered possession. There was a goal chance if there had been anybody coming off his shoulder, but he was isolated, and he turned and hit over a good score. So it's 1-4 to 6 points. Lavey lead at the moment. The all-important goal from Q McGurk is the score that separates this. That has Lavey in front at the moment. Ball broken down in the centre. Who's quickest to react to this one? It's the Drumsurn men. They seem to be a little bit sharper at times. Fergal McIntyre gathers possession as Drumsurn come forward yet again. Although they're inside their own 65 at the moment, they're going backwards instead of going forward, and they're just inviting Lavey to come on to them, and they've lived a dangerous game at times. Shea Murray has possession now, but he lays it off, and Darren Rafferty driving forward. Charlie Mulholland comes to put him in the tackle. They're going the Hail Mary again, looking in round the centre, but that's well read there by Aidan Toner, and Toner comes out and gathers possession for Lavey. They're turning defence into attack now. Ryan McGill has time to carry this one forward. Lovely little dinky pass in, bounces once and then into the chest of Jamie Duggan. Duggan plays it off. An opportunity now for Mark McGurk. He's inside the 21 metre line, but he's closer to the terrace side, so they're going to try and work it into a better position. Jamie Duggan out now. It comes to Rory McGill again on the 45 metre line in the centre of the field. Coming off his shoulder to meet him was Ryan Mulholland. That's a beautiful ball in. Rory McGill. Here's a goal chance for McGill. What a goal from Rory McGill. Second goal for Lavey. And a wonderful finish from Rory McGill. Poor defending though. He was let run through the centre unmarked, and he made no mistake. And Lavey have their second goal of the game. 2-4 to 6 points in the game. We're taking a little bit of control now. Coming up on the 20th minute of the game as they open up at 2-4 to 6 points now. The Lavey men that came here as hot favourites, and they've taken their goals well. Q McGurk with the first on 13 minutes, and that one there from Rory McGill. A clinical finish from the midfielder, giving goalkeeper Ronan Rafferty no chance at all, and there have been two well taken goals, and Q McGurk, the scorer of the first, is in possession at the moment. Referee plays the advantage on the far side. No advantage occurs, so Q will get his free. He plays it backwards as Lavey again playing in their black jerseys with the orange trim this evening against the red and white of Drumsurn, and Lavey be just beginning to gain control. Those two goals has them 2-4 to 6 points in front. Man coming forward is Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland lays it off there to Niall Duggan. Duggan back, it comes to James McGurk. McGurk into the centre to Jamie Duggan. Very much involved in this game is Jamie Duggan. Little dinky pass there from James McGurk, and it comes back again to Jamie Duggan. Going for a two-pointer is Duggan, and Duggan makes no mistake with that one. Two-pointer for Jamie Duggan, and that brings his tally to 3 points, and he's had a very good game this evening so far, as Jamie Duggan very much involved and also finding the target there. So 2 goals between the sides now. 2-6 to 6 points. Lavey lead as Ronan Rafferty with the kick out over to the far side. Gathered well over there by Tiernan Woods. Make the mark just outside his own 45 metre line. Fisted forward there, making a lot of work for Owen Ferris, but he just gets ahead of his man there, Niall Toner, to gather possession. Ferris trying to hold off Toner, trying to take him on, but Toner's getting biting at him. Ferris does well to hold on to it, needs to get support. Toner still sticking to him like glue, but Drumsurn managed to get it away from Ferris. And away from Toner. It's back now with Cara Mullen, but he's inside his own 45 metre line. Shrugs off the challenge there of the Lavey man as Drumsurn trying to build from the back. Lavey lead by 2-6 to 6 points. Niall McNichol of possession. Little dinky pass inside the opposite 65 metre line. Goes for the return, but Tiernan McHugh comes deep to gather possession. That's a beautiful pass from McHugh to pick out Rory Rafferty. Rafferty fisted on inside, and they were going, maybe possibly thinking of the goal. Might be still against a goal here. Rory Rafferty getting a nudge on the back. Referee says yes, he did, but it was just outside the penalty area, and if he hadn't got the nudge in the back, he was in for goal because he lost his footing and he couldn't get straightened up. And by the time he did fall, he was almost on the little square. So it is a free in to Drumsurn. But if that little nudge hadn't come in, Rory Rafferty would have been thinking of raising the green flag. So a warning sign for Lavey, but Drumsurn are going to have to be happy with the point, and they are happy with the point as that free is tapped over the bar there. I think I think it could well be the number 12. Cahir Friel has popped that one over the bar, and indeed it is Cahir Friel with that free. So it reduces the deficit to a 5-point game. 2-6 to Lavey, 7 points to Drumsurn. We're just about 22 minutes gone in this opening half. Man in possession now is Ryan McGill, just outside his own 65-metre line, as he comes approaching the middle of the park. As here goes through the centre. A strong run here now from Kieran Henry. Henry lays it off to Charlie Mulholland. Waiting behind him then is Ryan McGill. McGill, a little pocket of space found here again, and it's Jamie Duggan again, and Duggan will pops that one over the bar. And Jamie Duggan with another point, his fourth of the day, and it opens up that 6-point advantage again. And Jamie Duggan, they're finding those little pockets of space just inside the 40-metre arc through the centre, which will have disappointed Drumsurn that they're not guarding that area a little bit better. But here goes Cahir Friel inside the Lavey 45-metre line. Lost possession, but it's a fancy little pick up there from Tiernan McHugh. Tried to get away from his man, but he can't do so on this occasion. He has been tightly marked there, this time by Rory McGill. But Drumsurn now attacking down the terrace side and breaking away from the challenge, and they're going for a 2-pointer here. Umpire looks at each other. But has it gone over? Yes, it has gone over the bar. It's a 2-pointer for Shea Murray. The umpires weren't too sure at start, but Shea Murray has hit a valuable 2-pointer for Drumsurn. So it's now 2-7 to 9 points. And Drumsurn given as good as they get here, but they're just defensively, Lavey in the attack look a little bit more purposeful. Away goes Rory McGill. McGill coming off his shoulder. That man again, Jamie Duggan. Duggan lays it off here. Chance here, and there's another goal chance at the other side. Opportunity here. Opportunity. Cut back off the crossbar, but they're still there. The rebound. Niall Toner, surely. Yes, it is. Niall Toner finds the back of the net. They were lining up, queuing up to have a goal, and Lavey have their third goal of the game. And the first effort coming back off the crossbar was from Niall Duggan. It broke back out to Ryan Mulholland. He wasn't having a go. He got the shout from Niall Toner. He laid it off, and Toner made no mistake. 3 goals for Lavey in this opening half. They lead by 3-7 to 9 points. 25 minutes gone in the opening half, and this raining goals for the Lavey men. And they're opening up Drumsurn defensively. Drumsurn looking good in attack, but when they gain possession, but this is the problem now, is gaining possession. They might have got away with a little nudge over the back. The ball over the top as Lewis Reagan tries to get back into goals, but the referee spotted a push on the Drumsurn man because Lewis Reagan was sprinting back towards his own goal, but a push there from the fullback for Lavey, Conor Mulholland, on, I think it was Tiernan McHugh, as they tried to play the ball in long to catch the goalkeeper out. So it's going to be a simple free here for Drumsurn as they respond to that goal again, and it's tapped over by the man that got the last goal, which is Shea Murray. So I think they've about 4 different point takers from frees at the moment have Drumsurn. So there's no one free taker for them. So it brings their tally up to 10 points. 3 goals and 7 points to Lavey. 10 points to Drumsurn as the ball is out here and it comes off the hands of the Drumsurn man. Kept in play though by Jamie Duggan. Now back to Charlie Mulholland. Inside his own 45-metre line, lays it off there to Niall Toner. Toner gives it back to Mulholland again and continued his run. Now in the hands of Kieran Henry. Henry has it, looking. He gets a shout. Jamie Duggan's left unmarked over here on the stand side between the 45 and the 65. Just gingerly walks forward of possession, then sprints into, or digs into a little jog and goes across field, lays it off to Niall Toner, goes for the return, but Toner doesn't give it to him. Dummied the return, but instead he gives it to Rory McGill. Now in the hands of Jamie Duggan. James McGurk has it now. Back out to Kieran Hendry. Hendry has it, looking for support. Kieran Hendry trying to make his way forward here, and he is going forward. Track back there, but it lays it off. An opportunity here. Is it going to curl in? It looks good from Ryan Mulholland. It is good from Ryan Mulholland. And Ryan Mulholland gets his name on the score sheet. And it extends the lead out to 3-8 to 10 points with half time approaching. I make it about 3 minutes or so remaining of this opening half as Ronan Rafferty quickly gets the ball back in play. And maybe that's what Drumsurn have to do again. It's short out to Cahir Mullen. Mullen up along the wing, but that's going to be picked up again by that man again. He seems to be just about everywhere. Jamie Duggan gathers possession on his own 45-metre line, and he's directing them going forward, and he's just going to sit back there. He's taking a little breather, and it's no wonder because Jamie Duggan has run himself into the ground, and he's actually down on his hunkers at the moment because he maybe just needs a little breather. He's been just about everywhere at the moment, and it's very, very warm here in Owenbeg. And here come Lavey again, trying to prize a chance. We're going to have the first shot of anger here from the other corner forward, and that one gets over the bar from Conlon O'Kane, who wants to get in on the scoring. And Conlon O'Kane does exactly that and extends the lead out now to 3-9 to 10 points. So Lavey beginning to put a little bit of daylight between the sides. As Ronan Rafferty prepares for this kick out, Lewis Reagan again in the centre of the field. So that cuts out the long option. He's going to have to go short. He's going across towards the stand side, but it's knocked on there, but it's only knocked into the hands of Ryan McGill. McGill breaks away from the challenges. McGill comes forward, and Drumsurn just getting away there because they had only two players inside the opposite half. But they got away with it as the ball is over to the far side. And here's a chance, and the effort comes in from James McGurk. It's a high lobbing one, and it's going to be tried to be kept in play. No, it's not kept in play. Damien Harkin, operating as an umpire down there, says it's going down as a wide. They shot 4 wides before they scored Lavey, and now that is only their 5th wide of the game. So they started off poorly, but once they found the range, they've hit 3-9 before they've hit that 5th wide of the game. So they settled into the contest pretty well. The goals from Hugh McGurk, and then from Rory McGill, and then the latest one from Niall Toner has Lavey in control. And the kick out from Ronan Rafferty goes straight down the throat of Rory McGill. McGill inside the arc already, lays it off. They're thinking of another goal here, Lavey. There might be an opportunity, but it's almost intercepted. The goalkeeper gets a good block there. It was half intercepted by Cahir Mullen. It came into the Lavey hands again. The effort come in, but in fairness to Ronan Rafferty, he stood firm and deflected it out for a 45. So the Drumsurn goal living a dangerous life. That's Lewis Reagan gets his first opportunity from a place ball with this 45, almost directly in front of the post because the ball just went to the left-hand side of Ronan Rafferty's post. So Reagan, the orangey red boots, the white top, white gloves, the towering Reagan. Takes a long stare at the goal side posts of Owenbeg. Another stare at the ball and up at the post again. Begins his run forward here to hit this one right-footed. It's on its way. He turns away. He's happy with it. And the umpire goes for the white flag. As Lewis Reagan, once he connected with possession, he just turned away. He was delighted with how that one went. So it's now a 9-point game. 3-10 to 10 points. And now at the discretion of the referee how much longer he may play at the end of this opening half. As the ball is out round the centre, but again it's picked up by Lavey. And it's Ryan Mulholland that picks up that loose ball. Lays it off now to Niall Toner. Toner lays it off to James McGurk. Coming off his shoulder as they try to just slow it down. Jamie Duggan has it. Gives over to Rory McGill. Very much involved too in this opening half. But most of the Lavey men have got involved. Effort coming in here from Mark McGurk, but McGurk's effort goes to the wrong side and wide. And with that, Harry Tohill says that is that for the opening half. So the opening half that has belonged to Lavey here in this opening game of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. Drumsurn had started brightly. They had led by 3 points to no score, but once Hugh McGurk fired to the net in the 13th minute, Lavey took over. In credit to Drumsurn, they kept in the game, but then in the 19th minute when Rory McGill fired to the net, and then Niall Toner's goal in the 25th minute has Lavey very much in control here at half-time here in Owenbeg. Wherever you are, hopefully you're enjoying this. I'm sure you are if you're a Lavey man. It's half-time. It's Lavey, 3 goals and 10 points. Drumsurn, 10 points. I'm going to just take a little breather. I'll be back very, very shortly where I'll run through all the fixtures for the weekend coming up in the football championship and let you know what's happening around the corner. So hopefully we'll get a later score also from Waddy Green Park in that relegation playoff. But half time here in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship round 1 encounter, it's Lavey 3-11, Drumsurn 10 points. So welcome back here to Owen Begg. We await the two teams to re-emerge. Of course, they're only gone in. If you're only joining us, it's Lavey 3 goals and 10 points to 10 points in front at half time here. So in control here at the break is Lavey in this opening half. So just a later score from the promotion relegation playoff. It's Ballinderry 1 goal and 12 points Banagher 8 points, the half-time score down in Watty Graham Park in that promotion relegation playoff. So the fixtures for the weekend. Elsewhere in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship, action will continue on Saturday afternoon. At 1 o'clock, we've got Swatra against Loop. Then that will be followed at 2:45 by Steelstown Brine Oaks taking on Fahan Vale. And then at 5:30, we have got Slough against Kilray. And then at 7:15, to bring the curtain down on Saturday's action, O'Donovan Ross and Maharafelt taking on Ballinascreen St Columns. All four of those games here in Owenbeg on Saturday afternoon, and then on Sunday it's back here to Owenbeg again for the remaining games of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. Banagher taking on Glen at 1 o'clock. That will be followed by Ballinderry against Balahi at 2:45, and then the champions, the reigning champions, enter the stage at 4:30. Newbridge taking on Dungiven. So that's the fixtures for the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. Then in the McFeely Group Intermediate Football Championship, which will begin on Friday night. So the McFeely Group Intermediate Football Championship begins on Friday night in Group B, where Belair will host Craigban. That game throwing in at 7:30. Then on Saturday, we have Glenullen taking on Greenlaw in Glenullen at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. That is in Group D. Then on Sunday, also in Group A, we've got Lisson taking on Limavady. Like 1 o'clock, Limavady, of course, fresh from winning the Division 2 league, so they'll be looking for a good start on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. That game in Lisson. And then also at 1 o'clock in Group C, Ballymcguigan will take on St Malachy's of Castle Dawson. And also action in the Premier Electrics Junior Football Championship. These games are all on Sunday afternoon and all have a 1 o'clock throw-in. Derry Columkill will take on Moneymore in Derry Columkill. Drum, just out the road, will host McGilligan, and Sean Dolan's will play host to Derry Trasna. So that's your fixtures for this weekend, or beginning on Friday night, of course, with that opening game on Friday night, and then plenty of games on Saturday, plenty of games on Sunday. So there's enough action there to get you out and about and enjoy this good weather. And what better way to enjoy it than watching the Club Football Championship begin? And it's beginning in earnest now, with this the opening game of the O'Neill's Senior Football Championship that has been enjoyed by Lavey. That opening half, goals from Hugh McGurk, Niall Turner was the last one, and Rory McGill the goal in between them all. So it's a good start for Lavey. They come here as hot favourites, expected to win, but Drumsurn started brightly, but Lavey now very much gaining control. So hopefully the second half will be coming up very, very shortly. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon. So teams are back for the second half. Apologies, I did give out the wrong score at half time. 3-11 to 10 points, of course, in favour of Lavey. So 3-11 to 10 points. Just had it marked down wrong in front of me. Apologies. So 3-11 to 10 points. Lavey leads, so very much in control. 10 points to the good at the break here as they re-emerge for the second half. We watch to see if there's any changes. I don't think there's any changes to either teams. So we just wait to see. Lewis Reagan is looking for a few more O'Neill's footballs to be kicked up to him at the road end goals. He's going with one, but he looks looking for another few. And Stephen Barker gives out the announcement that there is no changes for this second half. So both teams going as they were for the opening half, and those goals from Hugh McGurk, Rory McGill and Niall Toner has Lavey in control. The latest score, if you missed it, from Waddy Graham Park, Ballinderry 112, Banagher 8 points at half time in that relegation promotion playoff. So we wait the second half to get underway, and Harry Tohill has the ball at his feet, just getting his watches ready, and he throws the ball up for the second half. And the ball is broken down towards Niall Toner. Toner on the 65-metre line spots the run on the far side there of Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland just outside the 40-metre arc, lays it back out the back door to Niall Toner. Quick offload from Toner to the far side, but then it slows down for Lavey as it comes back here to Kieran Hendry. Hendry shreds it away over to the side here to James McGurk. Between the 45 and the 65-metre line, McGurk steps inside the 45 and steps past this man, Shea Murray. And McGurk burying in a goal. Might be thinking of a goal here. No, he says, I'll take my point. And James McGurk opens the scoring for the second half, and Lavey have scorers all over the park this evening, and James McGurk gets his to extend the lead out to 3-12 to 10 points. Ronan Rafferty with the kick out away over to the far side. There's Rafferty, and the ball is quickly inside the 45-metre line. Now gathered over there by Conor Rafferty. Conor Rafferty needs to get support, but he's been pushed out there, but he holds on to possession, gives a good pass in here now to Rory Rafferty. Rafferty trying to find an angle to possibly get an effort away, but he's been pushed away from goal. He has lost possession and he's racing after that one. He can only pull on it and pulls it straight there to Hugh McGurk. McGurk turns now and heads towards the Drumsurn goal, and Lavey are already inside the Drumsurn half of the field, and they're give the ball a little bit behind Hugh McGurk there, but Kieran Hendry is there to gather possession. And it's now spread over to the far side. Picked up over here by Niall Duggan. Back it comes to Niall Toner, the instigator and just the playmaker, sitting there between the 45 and the 65-metre line. Spreads it over to the side here now towards Jamie Duggan. Duggan, the star in the opening half. 4 points to his name, what included a 2-pointer. And Duggan gets away from his man, been put under pressure though, waits and gets a shout from behind to give it off. An opportunity here now for Lavey possibly to get an effort away, but he's unsure what to do with it. Or maybe there's a goal chance on here. Hugh McGurk was in on goal again, but he elects this time to fist it over the bar. Does Hugh McGurk. So he helps himself now to a goal and a point, does Hugh McGurk, as Lavey extend the lead out to 3 goals and 13 points to 10 points. Ronan Rafferty has the ball back in play again, looking for Dara Rafferty. Ball broken down, but there's so many Lavey men, seem to be just about everywhere. And the man that picks it up this time is James McGurk. McGurk into the centre now to Niall Toner. Toner just outside the 40-metre arc, coming across the field. Lays it off to Jamie Duggan, who spreads a simple little pass infield there to Kieran Hendry. Hendry comes forward inside the 40-metre arc, approaching the D, and still going, and he could be thinking of a goal here. And the goalkeeper pulls off a superb save to deny the centre half back. It opened up there for Kieran Hendry, but fairness to Ronan Rafferty, he pulled off a super save to deny Kieran Hendry a goal. So it remains 3 goals and 13 points to 10 points to Lavey and Drumsurn. Really on the back foot here, as Lavey just keep adding the pressure on here, as the ball is placed on the 45-metre line by Lewis Reagan. Hit one at the end of the opening half, is looking to hit his second of the game. Takes a long look at those scoreboard end goals. And the referee says it's too long of a look, because he's coming out now to give possession and throw the ball up on the 45-metre line. As Lewis Reagan, the referee says, you took too long taking that 45. And the ball is broken down in the 45 and it's a Drumsurn free. Little solo and go from Dara Rafferty. Rafferty being pulled back there by the shoulder by Rory McGill. The ball forward here. Chance here now to run onto this through Cahir Friel. Friel has it. He's inside the 21 metre line. Tried to go on Kieran Henry. Might be a goal chance here, but he blazed it away to the wrong side of the post and wide. The headlines lit up in front of Cahir Friel there as he come forward. And the goalkeeper come out and he just blazed the ball out and wide, and I'm not sure what's happening here. A little bit of dissent and a yellow card for Drumsurn man, so the referee has moved the ball away up the field here. So Lavey have a free, and it's taken in the centre of the field there from Niall Toner to Charlie Mulholland. Mulholland takes a return, that's into the back of Mulholland. Drumsurn man pleading his innocence that it was a fair shoulder. Well, I can tell you it was not a fair shoulder. It was straight into the back of Charlie Mulholland. So a simple decision for Harry Total to make there. As Jamie Duggan prepares to take this free for Lavey. 4 points to his name already. Looking for point number 5. This would be his first from a place ball. He's got plenty of height in it. It's curling in, and curls in beautifully. And over the bar it goes. So another one for the excellent Jamie Duggan. 3-14 to Lavey, 10 points to Drumsurn. As here come Lavey again with Rory McGill. McGill, I don't know what he was thinking there, but he gave it straight to a Drumsurn man. Drumsurn have possession back, but there's nobody really making the run up front, and he drives it long looking for Tiernan McHugh. McHugh's out in front, gallows his man, trying to turn his man to Tiernan McHugh. Quick turn from McHugh, that's a beautiful point. Beautiful score from Tiernan McHugh. In fairness to him, he's completely isolated when he wins those balls. They need somebody coming off his shoulder, but he kicked off a beautiful score. That's 2 super points from Tiernan McHugh. When they have played the ball into him, he has won both of them. And he's kicked 2 super scores. But that one is cut out there from Lewis Reagan, and onto that one is Rory Rafferty. Rafferty needs to get support. Rafferty looks for support, but it's slow from Rory Rafferty, and it gives a chance for Lavey to now get bodies very much back into defence, and indeed they've pushed them. Drumsurn have taken the ball right back into their own half of the field. And really, that is a missed opportunity for Drumsurn. They should have been more clinical and went for running it towards the goals, but they went backwards, and Dara Rafferty in possession now on the 45 metre line, just outside the 40 metre arc. Now he lays it off there to Friel, but Friel lays it back out here, and the chance, it was Cahir Friel, it was now in the hands here of Shea Murray. Murray has hit a 2-pointer and a free, so he has 3 points to his name, but they're outside the 65 metre line at the moment. The ball is over to the far side. Owen Ferris is trying to carry this one forward. He's held up on the 45 metre line now, and it's good tackling there from Ryan Mulholland, but the referee says illegally so from the Lavey man, so it's going to be a free to Drumsurn on the 45 metre line, and it's Tiernan McHugh is the man that has got the ball in his hand. I make that about 5 different free takers for Drumsurn in this game so far. It began with a Cahir Mullen free. We had Shane Murray taking a free. We had Niall McNichol. Niall McNichol had the first point from a free. Tiernan McHugh's one drop short, but it's a chance here, and this time it comes off the top of the crossbar and over the bar it goes. It was Cahir Friel with the effort, and a wicked shot from Cahir Friel off the top of the crossbar and over the bar. But it's a point for Drumsurn, but it's goals they require. And we have a change here. And it's going to be a double change by the looks of it on the Drumsurn team. Aidan Duddy is coming in, and the player going off is Harry Foster. So Aidan Duddy for Harry Foster on the Drumsurn team. And also coming in is the number 19, which is Oran Duddy. So Oran Duddy is also coming in, and Roddy McIver holds up the board there to tell me that it's Conor Rafferty is the player coming off. So double change. With 7 minutes gone in the second half. 3-14 to 10 points. Lewis Reagan goes out to the stand side this time, but again it has gone to a Drumsurn man. Good ball inside here now to Cahir Mullen if he can take possession. Mullen's little dinky pass in here. Might be a goal chance here, surely. Opportunity out off the outside of the upright and wide. Tiernan Woods this time. But there's a couple of chances now that Drumsurn have spurned. They've had their chances to make a better game of this. The kick out going short this time, just about gets to intended target this time, and it was picked up by Conor Mulholland. Now here going Lavey again. They've been more clinical. When they've got the goal chances, they've taken them, and they might be trying to create another one here with Rory McGill. McGill offloads it here. Jimmy Duggan trying to get it onto the left foot. Option wasn't there on this occasion. Gives it out now to Charlie Mulholland. Mulholland across here, and an opportunity possibly for Niall Duggan to have a go. But no, he's coming outside the 45-metre line. He's waiting. Possession game and percentage game, just waiting the better opportunity, but working his way into a little bit of space again as Charlie Mulholland. Mulholland lays it off the outside. An opportunity coming in from the far wing, but it's gone to the wrong side and it's out and wide for Lavey. And a chance goes a begging on the far side, and the opportunity there was for Conlon O'Kane as Lavey get ready to make a change. In comes the number 23, and that will tell me Dara McGurk is coming in for Lavey. Dara McGurk is in to the Lavey side, and we wait to see who is coming off. The board hasn't been held up yet. I see Fenton Bradley also going out there, and it is Q McGurk, scorer of a goal and a point this evening, and he gets a warm round of applause from the Lavey support. So Q McGurk is the man that comes off the Lavey side. Drumsurn have possession here with Shea Murray. Shea Murray along the stand side, stretching his legs. Charlie Mulholland follows him, but he gets the ball away there to Niall McNicholl before Mulholland comes close to him. McNicholl held up on the 45-metre line there by Kieran Hendry. Hendry does enough, so the ball's back towards Dara Rafferty. Rafferty just outside the 40-metre arc, been held up though. Nice turn from Rafferty though, and he's in opportunity here. Gives it in now to Tiernan McHugh. Holds off his man. McHugh with the effort. Another super score from Tiernan McHugh. There's been top throw from McHugh this evening. That's only his third, but there have been three of the best you will see. And that's three in a row for Drumsurn. They're not laying down. 14 to 13 points as those goals, first half goals, and those missed opportunities. Drumsurn had goal chances. They didn't take them. It's been a lively affair so far. We're inside the last 20 minutes of this one, but it's good. As here come Lavey again, in possession. Over to this side here now to Jamie Duggan. Duggan trying to cut inside the challenge there of Fergal McIntyre. Gets away from McIntyre. Duggan, back out it comes. Out to Rory McGill. McGill fists it off. And a chance here to move forward now with the number 5, which is Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland lays it off. It comes back out again, just outside the 40-metre arc, coming across the field. Rory McGill has possession now. McGill gets it back again. Here's Mulholland. Mulholland has time. Good score from Ryan Mulholland. Pops it over the bar. And another score for the Lavey men to extend the lead out now to 3 goals and 15 points to 13 points. And Ryan Mulholland's second point of the game extends the lead out for the Lavey men. So, 12 minutes gone in the second half. There's Ronan Rafferty with the kick out. Coming towards the stand side. Kept in play there, though, by Niall McNicholl. Gives it in then to Rory Rafferty. Rafferty coming forward here. The corner forward, number 13 on his back. He's crowded out 3 Lavey men, and the ball is taken off him. And it's now in the hands of Charlie Mulholland. Mulholland inside the 65. Lays it off there to Ryan Mulholland. Back to Charlie again. Charlie Mulholland. Will he get a score? Not on this occasion, because he plays it into the corner there to Caelan O'Kane. O'Kane gives it to the substitute that has just come on there, Dara McGurk. Back it comes now to Rory McGill. McGill gives it out further. And Niall Toner now in possession. Just on the 45-metre line. Gets a shout there from Niall Duggan. Looking for the opportunity again is Ryan Mulholland, who has just kicked that point. Finds himself a little pocket of space again. Other trying to work a goal. There's Rory McGill content to take the point. The second is what he is doing as he pops it over the bar to Rory McGill. So, 13 points to Lavey, 13 points to Drumsurn. The kick out now comes from Ronan Rafferty again, the Drumsurn goalkeeper. Coming to the stand side again, it's a good kick out, picks out Shea Murray. Shea Murray has possession here. Murray goes up along the stand side, inside the Lavey 65-metre line, turns then into the centre of the field, and he gets a roar. Ginger haired Mullen goes long again, looking for Tiernan. Flanagan knocks the ball down in front, and Flanagan trying to get it on, or McHugh trying to get it on to his left boot, but this time, the first time, Tiernan McHugh has got it wrong, and it goes out and wide of the post from Tiernan McHugh, but that was the first one that he didn't get right. He was confident it was up, but he's put under pressure there, but the referee says it's a little bit high there on Charlie Mulholland, so it's going to be a free to Lavey, who he takes quickly into Kieran Hendry. Hendry into the centre then to carry this one forward is Ryan McGill on the Drumsurn 45. When to meet him then is the corner forward there as they try to work their way in. Caelan O'Kane it was. Now it's in the hands of James McGurk. McGurk has got Rory McGill for company if he needs him, but he's turning one way, turns the other, and then elects to come towards the stand side, where Jamie Duggan takes possession of him. Jamie Duggan now sets off towards the other side and then turns and comes back onto the side, onto the left foot. He turns and gives it to James McGurk into the centre. It goes there to Kieran Hendry. Hendry further across to the far side of the field, as they try to work their way in now with Ryan Mulholland again. Little dinky run from Mulholland, tried to play it off there to O'Kane, but O'Kane had a just changed his run a little bit before gathering possession, but he had the time. It's now with Mark McGurk. McGurk carries this one forward. Just outside the 40-metre arc is McGurk, going around the long way. He's inside the 21-metre line now, though. And coming to meet him there was O'Kane. There's now an opportunity here for Duggan. Now Duggan gives it back here to Toner. Toner to James McGurk. Into the centre it goes now to Kieran Hendry. Hendry just changes the gears. It tries a little bit forward, but give a pass there to Rory McGill, and McGill couldn't take the pass, so Drumsurn have possession back again, but Drumsurn trying to move it quickly here. Will they let the ball long? Tiernan McHugh is coming towards McHugh. Ball bounces in front of McHugh, gathers possession, but he's just inside the 40-metre arc, trying to take on the man himself. Drops possession of the O'Neill's football though, and he's been crowded out by one man, two men. Tries to get away, and he's been fouled. Good work from Tiernan McHugh, because he was crowded out, but he used his strength and I suppose you could say brute force ignorance to try and get between the two men, and all they could do was pull him back, and in the end pull him to the ground. So it's going to be a free in, and this one is tapped over the bar by Cahir Friel. So Cahir Friel a point, but definitely if they get the ball into Tiernan McHugh, he can cause trouble. But if only Drumsurn had somebody just coming off his shoulder when he gains possession, because there's just nobody there in support of him. What might be? But the ball over to the far side there from Lewis Reagan, gathered on the far side of the field by Jamie Duggan. Duggan inside now to Ryan Mulholland. Mulholland a little bit opens up here from Mulholland. Mulholland might be thinking of a goal, but he's overcarried. A little bit too long in possession, was unsure what to do. So 3-16 to 14 points. I know the scoreboard says 13 points, but I'm almost certain that Cahir Friel free was directly in front of the post, because the umpire went for the flag and waved it. So I'm putting it down as 14. As Dara Rafferty in possession into the corner there for Rory Rafferty. Did he get a nudge in the back? Harry says yes, and he's quickly solo and go from Rory. Gives it off there. An opportunity here for Cahir Friel just inside the 40-metre arc, and the arm goes up from the umpire. The flag goes up from the other umpire, and that one goes between the posts and over the bar from Cahir Friel. Now the scoreboard says 3-16 to 15 points. So the kick out from Lewis Reagan. Looks, and straight down the centre it goes from Reagan. Rory McGill gets a hand to it. Onto the loose ball then is Jamie Duggan. And there's two Lavey men going through the centre if he spots them. One of them is Niall Toner, but it's in here. Chance here for Rory McGill for a second goal for McGill. And Rory McGill fires to the corner of the net for his second goal of the game. He continued his run, and it's goal number 4 for Lavey. It's 4-16 to 15 points, and we've almost 18 minutes gone in this second half, so about 12 minutes or so remaining. As the light begins to fade, the sun has set, and the championship campaign, although it's not over yet for Drumsurn, they will begin into the loser's end after round 1 by the looks of it, as they give possession away, but then Shane Murray wins it back again as the Lavey man also give it away, which is James McGurk, and Shane Murray sets off. He's on the 45-metre line now on the go as they head towards the road end goals. Gives it off there to Dara Rafferty. Rafferty needs to get support. Gets it now on the far side. Chance here for Niall McNichol just inside the D. Little dummy there, but it's dropping short, and those ones short are gathered all day long by Lewis Reagan. Even if it's about a foot over the crossbar, he'll gather them, and he does exactly that, does the Lavey custodian, and he gathers possession and fits it over to the head of Charlie Mulholland, who thought he was getting the ball, but it was another Lavey man behind him he was looking for, and now in possession is 80 Toner. Toner drives forward inside the Drumsurn half of the field, fits it across to the other side, and a slow now from Lavey. They've the job done. They'll be thinking 2 weeks' time now, as they just slow it down and see out the remaining 12 minutes or so of this game, and possibly give their bench a little run out, as we see Liam Murphy preparing to come in for Lavey, who are in possession in their black jerseys and black togs, black socks with the orange trim, leading comfortably 4-16 to 15 points. The O'Neill Senior Football Championship off to the start, and as expected, Lavey producing the goods and making sure of advancing, as here comes Jamie Duggan. Duggan juggles with possession, needs to get support. Gives it back out to Kieran Hendry. Hendry has it, trying to go past his man. Does so. Jinks inside the challenge as Kieran Hendry goes across field. Tracked over there by Rory Rafferty, who's running after him. Gives it off now, though, to Conor Mulholland. Mulholland now in the hands of James McGurk between the 45 and 65 metre line. Lewis Reagan has it. He's on the 45 metre line. That is the Lavey goalkeeper. And Reagan carries it on. He's going towards the 21. He's going towards the 13. But as I say that, he's also running towards the flags, if you know Owen Begg. That is down on the corner, way down to my right hand side. So Reagan turns and comes back out, and James McGurk has it now. But Lewis Reagan is still an option, and an option that has been used at the moment, because he has possession again and he sets off towards the same way. But he is met this time and he lays it off. So Lavey holding possession, but in no real panic here with it, as Lewis Reagan sets off back towards his own goal, which allows Charlie Mulholland to move forward. But then Charlie runs back because he's going to allow Rory McGill to move forward. So they're just interchanging from making sure that they had their correct number in defence. So Lavey have got the correct number in defence, and they've moved the ball up towards the 45 metre line. But they're in no real panic. And why would you when you're leading by 4 to 15 points? You're inside the last 10 minutes of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship round 1. Bigger games to come, of course, for Lavey, as here comes Cian O'Kane, and Conor O'Kane puts it to the wrong side of the post and out and wide from Conlon. As we have that change, Liam Murphy is coming in for Lavey. So Liam Murphy in for Lavey, and the player coming off is Kieran Hendry. So Kieran Hendry in the 51st minute of this O'Neill's Senior Football Championship come to you live on Derry GA Radio. And indeed, I can tell you now that we will have every game in the Senior Championship live here on Derry GA Radio over the weekend. So it's going to be on Saturday and Sunday, 4 games on Saturday and 3 on Sunday, and they'll all be live here on Derry GAA Radio. If you're unable to make it, or if you're not going to be fit to make them all, because I know there's a lot of McFeely Group Intermediate Football Championship games and also the Premier Electrics on Junior Championship on at the same time. So it's not easy being everywhere. Here comes Ciara Friel, but Friel's ever dropped short, and that's into the chest of Lewis Reagan of the Lavey men. So Lavey in possession yet again, as Drumsurn just also looked like a team that want this game over, as the evening darkness begins to descend here on Owen Begg. But no floodlights as of yet, and I think we'll get away without having to put them on. About 8 minutes or so remain. Rory McGill, scorer of 2 goals, spreads the ball across to the side here, picked up by Jamie Duggan. Jamie Duggan with the left foot, cuts inside onto the left, but he's outside the 40 metre arc. Gets a shout from Niall Toner, gives it to Toner. Gives it back now to James McGurk, just between the 45 and the 65 metre line, trying to invite Drumsurn out, but Drumsurn just trying to hold up that little position in front of the goal, not to give away any further goals. But here come Lavey hunting again, and the chance here, but he just lost possession. I think it was a substitute, but it's broken kindly here to Niall Toner. Snapshot from Toner, but it's a wide from Niall Toner. So missed opportunity from Toner, as a chance goes a begging. The kick out comes from Rafferty to the far side, and it looks like Rory McGill is going to cut that one out. So Ryan Mullen has come in there in place of Aidan Duddy as a blood substitution on the Drumsurn team as Lavey push here looking for another score. Mark McCourt, 4-16 to 15 points is the score. Lavey in control. The man Liam Murphy now, is he going to get his name on the score sheet after being introduced? His pass goes astray, but there's still another Lavey man there, Jamie Duggan, to clear up the loose pass, and Lavey holding possession. As I look at the watch, tells me we've about just over 5 minutes of normal time remaining now. And the man in possession is Niall Duggan of Lavey, and Lavey really not pressing or pushing for any further scores, just happy to run down the clock now and pass it over and back from side to side in the field. Hard to watch, but why would you be pushing too much when you're comfortable? And Drumsurn just happy enough to just sit in there and try and curtail any further damage at this stage as we into the last 5 minutes of the game, as the game done and dusted, and there's no point in killing themselves in trying to do anything extraordinary at this stage, as the man in possession is Liam Murphy. Coming to meet him is Jamie Duggan, toe to hand just outside the 40-metre arc, and then a little injection of pace there, and there might be a chance here as the effort comes in there, and that's a super point from Niall Duggan. It was patient, it might have been hard to watch, but it was clinical from Lavey, and they popped that ball over the bar from Niall Duggan for another score for the Lavey men to 4-17 to 15 points. The score now as Drumsurn attack on the far side of the field through Tiernan Woods. Long fist forward from Woods, picked up there by Darragh Rafferty. Rafferty trying to cut his way in, nails it off there. Rafferty needs to get support. Tiernan McHugh comes out to meet him. McHugh onto the left foot again. That's a super score. That's a fantastic point from Tiernan McHugh yet again. And he really has a super left foot when he gets the chance. And 16 points from Drumsurn. It's a pretty good score. But 4-17 for Lavey. Those goals is the scores that matter. As Drumsurn, I think it's the blood sub has been reversed, so Ryan Mullen makes his way off again, and Aidan Duddy resumes back on to the play. So into the dying minutes here, but 4 or so remaining. And Lavey, the short kick out from Lewis Reagan, making a lot of work here, and it's going to do well to keep it in play, and he can't keep it in play. Is Mark McCork, and the quick ball in there, and Tiernan McHugh's behind this one. McHugh gathers it, trying to turn his man. This time there is a man off his shoulder, and this time there's a chance for Rory Rafferty, but he places it over the bar. Rory Rafferty, when it looked certain that he could score, but that is the first time where Tiernan McHugh actually had somebody off his shoulder to take the ball, and it was a glorious goal opportunity. Rory Rafferty was the man that got in there. So 4-17 to 17 points. Drumsurn have had the goal chances. Not saying it would have made a huge difference because Lavey have been much the better side, but they've had their chances, and it'll be warning signs for Lavey in the championship to go on. But this is the first round. Nothing is going to be perfect. So 22, James McCartney is in, and the player going off there is Ceathair Mullen. So James McCartney for Ceathair Mullen on the Drumsurn side. So, play will resume. And Lavey have also made a change. Conlon O'Kane has come off. I'm not just sure who went on there for Conlon O'Kane, but Conlon is off the field. And here comes Drumsurn again. Ball in towards McHugh again. There's no support off his shoulders, so he has to go himself. He does so, but he blazed this one away to the wrong side and wide, and his left foot let him down. He's kicked some beautiful scores with the left foot, but on this occasion, unfortunately, it let him down. Could be Tommy O'Donnell, looks like the player that has come in there for Lavey into the corner, and just waiting for him to turn around, but I'm almost certain it's the number 16, Tommy Donnell, is the player that has come in there for Lavey. As the kick out comes from Lewis Reagan over to the far side, looked like a push there in the back. Referee plays the advantage because Lavey have the possession. We're going to have one additional minute, so we're almost there. But in the last couple of seconds of the normal time, and then the one additional minute as Lavey come forward here. 4:17 to 17 points. Job done for the Lavey men. 2 goals from Rory McGill, 1 from Hugh McGurk that began the show, and then the other one from Niall Toner. 3 in the first half as they laid the foundation to lead at half time, 3:11 to 10, and they could be in for another goal here, but no, they elected to take the point. Mark McGurk pops it over the bar for a point for the Lavey men. So 4:18 to 17 points, and Harry takes a long look at the watch, and I think he may well just call a halt to this one as Ronan Rafferty places the ball on the tee and kicks it out. But Harry says play on for another little while as Drumsurn gather possession here through Cahar Freel. Freel looks ahead of himself and the ball's low this time into Tiernan McHugh. He gathers possession again, and this time Cahar Freel continued his run. Surely he's in for the goal this time, but Lewis Reagan stood firm to beat it away, but the referee was playing the advantage. It's a free in, but Lewis Reagan didn't know about that. It was another goal chance out for Drumsurn, and again it was that ball into Tiernan McHugh, and each time they have had somebody coming off his shoulder. They have created 2 glorious goal chances, but unfortunately for them it didn't happen enough this evening, and unfortunately for them as well, they didn't do it. But here goes Tiernan McHugh with a free, and Tiernan McHugh fires the ball into the back of the net from the free for a goal for Drumsurn. And in fairness to them, they deserve that goal because they've tried, they haven't given up, and if anyone deserved it, it was Tiernan McHugh. So 1:17 to Drumsurn, but Lavey are going to be your winners tonight on 4:18 as Lewis Reagan has been beaten in the Lavey goal. He just after pulled off a great save, but the free had been an advantage being played, and Tiernan McHugh stepped up to blast that free into the roof of the net. As here comes Lewis Reagan's kick out. Referee says to play on yet, and I would make that as now we're into that final minute as the Drumsurn man just slipped as he looked to break that breaking ball. But here is Tommy Donnell now that come on for Lavey. Plays it into the corner there to Liam Murphy. Back it comes now to Niall Toner. Is there another score in Lavey before the full-time whistle as the clock ticks into the final seconds as Harry Toll takes a long look at the watch. He takes a look at the other watch. Is he going to let play continue as Lavey go backwards? So that will possibly signal that is that for this game. But Harry says to play on for another little while, but Lavey are no real interest of pushing forward here, but maybe they are now because it's opened up a little bit here for Niall Toner. He's on the 45-metre line. Is he going to try and take on his man? It looks like it. He's looking for somebody to come off his shoulder. Charlie Mulholland was that man, lays it off there to Jamie Duggan, but Duggan has been pushed back out again. But Harry, the referee, is still happy to let play continue. Rory McGill, scorer of 2 goals, plays it across here. Chance here now for Tommy Donnell. Donnell tries to take on the Drumsurn defence, but he's been pushed into the corner. Lavey hold possession. They lead by 4:18 to 1 goal and 17 points. A high-scoring opening night here in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship here in Owenbeg. The first of 8 games we'll bring into you live here on Derry GA Radio. 4 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, as we're up and running in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. And it's Lavey that are up and running, and they're going to finish with a flourish here as they try to add on another score. Chance here for Liam Murphy with the outside of the boot, and it just curls in and over the bar from Liam Murphy, and with it goes the full-time whistle. Liam Murphy with the final score, and it's Lavey that are up and running in the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. As expected, Lavey are the first team into round 2B. They're into 2A. They're into the winner section. For Drumsurn, they will enter into round 2B in the loser section. Lavey winners here in Owenbeg on the opening night of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. It has finished Lavey 4 goals and 19 points. Drumsurn 1:17. We will have another 4 games on Saturday afternoon live on Derry GA Radio, and then on Sunday we will have the other 3 remaining O'Neill Senior Football Championship games, all live on Derry GA Radio. But from Owenbeg, it's good night on a night that Lavey have steamrolled past Drumsurn in a highly entertaining, high-scoring opening night of the O'Neill Senior Football Championship. It has finished Lavey 4 goals and 19 points. Drumsurn 1 goal and 17 points. So victory for Lavey, and it looks like an easy victory for Ballinderry, who will remain in Division 1 in the promotion playoff. Latest score from Watty Green Park, it's Ballinderry 3 goals and 20 points, Banagher 13 points when that game almost over. So stay tuned to all the fixtures and results on the Derry GA website. But again, from Owenbeg, it's Lavey that progress to round 2A of the winner section. For Drumsurn, they'll dust themselves off, ready for 2B. But from Owenbeg, it's good night.